At Get Haunted and Get Haunted Midwest, we don't just put on events, we give you an experience. Grab the gear, master the methods, use the tools the professionals use to bridge the gap. From the Estes method to traditional seances, you aren't just watching the investigation, you're part of it.
Repeat peanut butter.
Capture the evidence, hear the voices, experience the history firsthand. Every event is structured so you rotate through the most active spots, learning from the best. The spirits are waiting. Secure your tickets now at extremeticketing.com. Ready to join the hunt? Here's where we'll be. Join Get Haunted and Get Haunted Midwest at these historic locations. Tickets for all events are available now at extremeticketing.com. Don't be left in the dark.
Well, it is Wednesday night and 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 8:01 exactly. And that means it's Wednesday Live with Rob and Sarah.
Hi.
Hi.
Did you secure your tickets now?
I secured my tickets now. I did.
Right. Everyone else should secure your tickets.
Go get those secured. Well, hello.
Rob.
Yeah, I know. It's been a while, but
You sure? It's on my little name tag there.
it's small. Yeah, I see. I need to add another 3 letters to mine, GHBPPK, and
Yeah, you do. You should.
should get that up there. Stat. Yeah,
All
so
right.
we're
Everybody's
here.
like, what are they talking about?
I know we're having like little inside joke.
We have
moment.
inside joke night.
Mhm.
Inside joke night.
There's
Estoy
guapo.
muy guapa.
Enough.
Guapo. I think
Enough,
guapa is feminine. Guapo.
Yeah.
I'm muy guapo. Yeah, it's guapo. I could be guapa. There's nights I'm a little feminine.
Okay. Yeah.
I have my moments.
Listen, there's a nice little balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you were on your own last week. I was traveling. I mom duty called, and I kind of played professional Uber driver.
Yeah, you just didn't get paid for it.
I did not. I did get a Dunkin', I think, here and there, or a Starbucks, I think. I can't remember. Yeah, so I was
Well, you didn't miss much.
no.
Paranormal feels calm and quiet.
It's so peaceful.
It's peaceful. My mom didn't have surgery. Like, you didn't miss much.
No, I did send Paulette many messages to make sure she was doing.
No. Because sweet Sarah is the best.
Got to make sure she's okay. Yeah, she's a doofy.
You should buy her a present.
I need nothing. God, I just about knocked my head off. Well, let's say hello to everybody, because I know we made a declaration before. We're like, all right, if nobody comes to the show tonight, we're like at 8 people.
I'm quitting this
done.
shit. 'Cause, like, when Rob went all by himself, I had like 7 people watching. It does hurt the ego, people.
Well, we got 7 more, so we're like almost,
All right, so you're only a little more important than I am.
I'm only a little more important,
Yeah,
but we
it's a
do.
little depressing. We used to bring the numbers, man, but
Yeah, we're not
you know what
consistent.
it is? It's
What?
mostly because you're a little bitchy lately.
Just lately.
I mean,
Easy.
Easy,
All right, let's say hello. Let's say hello to everyone, because
yeah, I'm
that's
taking that
actually
off
why
for a
we're not.
second.
That's why we're here. So we have first Stacy, Professor T, Shift in Perspective, Stacy Talledge. Hello, Stace. I hope you are doing just fine this wonderful evening. Chris Cash, seeing our paranormal out there in Iowa. We have the amazing Stephen Kometz, digging deeper paranormal, evolution of an investigator, which that was not forgotten. I did let him know today that he was not forgotten. Just been a little bit on the, it's been a little bit on the trying to find that balance. Miss Sandy Pickle. Hi, Sandy. I was actually thinking about her and the first time that I met Sandy at White Hill Mansion.
That was a long time ago.
It was so long.
You got
ago.
your little arm grabbed by a ghost.
Something.
Allegedly.
I got
I
it.
didn't say that it was definitely a ghost, but it got grabbed by something.
Something happened.
Me. It wasn't me. I didn't grab her arm. I didn't give her a bruise.
No, it literally happened like in real time with like, I thought I was being pinched by my bracelets, but I don't know what the hell happened, but I was just thinking about her. I was like, gosh, it was a funny night. It was, it was a very funny night.
It was funny.
Yeah, I remember that. Mark Brown.
Marcus Brownus.
Deep Roots. Deep Roots.
Deep Root.
Yeah.
Get the Deep Root paranormal.
Yeah. Bill Murray. Just keep going. Bill Murray. I always enjoy Bill Murray's additions to conversations because he gets in there and he's not afraid to talk and to share and to put some things out there.
He's actually smart, which
he
you never
is very smart. Right? I don't know that it's an actually, but
actually, I never would have guessed it.
He's very smart. I actually love when he speaks. And my beautiful friend Kimberly is here tonight. Gotta love her. And my other beautiful friend, I see Spirit. No. Am I here? Can you see me? Yeah.
I see spirits.
Yeah. Can you not hear me?
I see spirits.
Can you hear me?
I'm trying to... Now I can. It's a little bit better, but go ahead.
Okay. And of course, Angelina, my heart friend, my heart buddy. We actually had a heart check-in today. It's always nice. I actually was letting her know, I got to go pick up my new accessories yesterday that are really, really cool, which are thigh-high compression socks. It's a sad day when you're 55 wearing thigh-high compression socks for 8 hours a day.
Some people like that shit. All right, Sarah, it's okay.
It's it is crazy. I should just wear them. Like everybody wears them. I'll wear a pair of like old man shorts. And I got them without the toes, though. I thought that would look ridiculous. I got them toeless. And the girl said, this way you can wear your cute shoes with that. Huh? What? I don't know if cute shoes and any compression sock is really the look. So that's what comes when you have heart shit going on and but you got to take care of yourself and you got to compress those legs, I guess. It's super, super sexy. Kaylee, my girl Kaylee right here in the house. Hey, Kaylee, I've not, we check in here and there. We do have a meeting with her tomorrow. So I'm pretty excited about that. That's tomorrow.
Yeah, that's tomorrow.
Yeah, that's tomorrow. My beautiful friend, Eric Testerman. Hey, everybody, if you didn't say happy birthday, now is your chance to say happy belated birthday.
Happy 350th, you vampire mofo.
There she is, Sheila, MSP, showing up in the house. And also we'll be at Rock Island Roadhouse Esoteric Expo, October 3rd in Rock Island, Illinois. It's such an honor to have her coming to Rock Island because MSP, that is the location. And I can say that even though I've not been there, I can say that for a fact that is the badass location.
Yeah, you've never been, and I don't think you're allowed to now. Sheila said if you didn't make the last one, you weren't.
But no, and Sheila will back me up on this because you didn't make the last one either.
You can't go in with compression socks, so
probably not. They're like, please don't bring that shit to the
limit there.
There really is. There she is, Denise Pack.
Denise Pack.
The Ditto House. There's Miss Heidi. We got Heidi. She was just at a super cool location as well. They were at Waverly.
Oh, that's a cool place.
Yeah, she was at Waverly. I got a midnight message from Lisa Cremo, and it was give me a challenge. And I was like, oh shit. So I did a challenge and I got proof that they did the challenge. So I can't wait to hear about that.
Okay.
Look at that. He says just because he's a Marine, he's not eating crayons.
I don't know. I have a little reel I'll send you later, Bill.
I saw that. I know I'm gonna be proud. Maybe I'll post them up. Maybe they'll be super cute. I don't even know. We'll see how that goes. Look at that. It's the handsome Ernie pack.
Double pack.
Got double pack.
It's the DP tonight.
Yes, this is true. She has Denise's daughter is getting married. We are all fingers crossed that there is no rain because it is an outdoor wedding.
Fort Duffield?
No, it's not at Fort Duffield. But you know, that's like one of those things. Kids just, they just don't think about that, and they just like to give their mothers a heart attack with, "Are you kidding me?" Because what do we do? What do we do if it rains? But look, good luck.
Probably shouldn't even get married to begin with, but that's a whole different story. You want me to give the eulogy? Is it a eulogy?
It depends.
No,
at a wedding?
Yeah, no. I mean, it might as well be a date. All right. Yeah. I'm sure I'll get.
Yeah. I said, Angelina, here's the deal. So I told my girl when I was getting the ultrasound, she's like, "Oh, do you have compression socks?" And I said, "Yes." And she looked at me. She said, "Are they medical grade?" And I said, "Well, no, I don't. They're from Amazon." She said, "Those are not medical grade." And I was like, "But they're cute because they have all sorts of cute things on them." So here's the thing. Medical grade compression socks come beige or black. That's your choice. And I was saying this could be a new, maybe this needs to be.
Get haunted compression socks. Paranormally blonde compression socks.
Get compressed, I'm just thinking we should do it.
Yeah, let's get squeezed.
Hey, Ernie, you know what? Wait till you're wearing them, buddy. Wait till your ass is wearing them. And at least I can keep my shit in my pants while I'm, out doing some yard work. No, I'm going to give him some crap.
Shit?
No. But I know the story of Ernie Pack. So between my compression socks and you out there doing yard work, showing the neighbors all your stuff will be quite the pair. That is really cool. Todd is officiating. I love that. It might sound like a eulogy, right? I don't even know. I don't know. Ernie is old AF. That's right. I'm telling you. There you go. No kidding. So here we are, Wednesday Live, and in the description I said, making paranormal again.
Did you? I didn't look yet. I'm sure we'll get protested.
I don't care. Protest away.
We can be MPGA.
Oh, Ernie. Making paranormal again. One conversation at a time. And
Boulder.
Yeah,
Boulder, shit falling out of shorts. I mean,
compression socks. I mean, what more can you want?
It's just, hey, by the way, guys, if you have an AARP card, you get 4% off at California.
Oh my God. Do you know how? Can I just add this part? Do you know how expensive compression socks are?
$80 a piece.
No.
A pair.
They were $121 a pair. Yeah.
Denise is disputing. She's debunking your junk. Let's debunk the junk. Hey, Ernie, that's our next show. Debunk the junk. We'll do shadow puppet kind of situation.
Aw, paranormal. I love that.
Oh God.
I love that. But yeah, it is never a dull moment. But yeah, it's making paranormal again, one conversation at a time. If you are not a member over at school, Get Haunted University, that is where major conversations do happen. There are lectures, there are courses, and there are daily discussions. And what I love is people just dive right into it. They dive right into it and they start adding their theories and thoughts and their opinions, and they listen to each other.
So far, no douches.
No, and it just sticks to the topic, which I completely love. It's a nice departure from what we see.
It's stupendous.
It is.
It's guapo.
And if you did see this week's split decision, Team Rob, Team Sarah, this particular split decision. Hold on, I have to pull it back up.
Put it up there, girl. Come on.
Hold on, please.
She's very unprepared and unprofessional lately. I apologize to our viewing audience for any delays or mishaps that occur.
I'm pretty sure they'll be fine.
Live broadcast.
They will be fine.
Yeah,
they're fine. I promise you. Okay. So there that is, the split decision. Does every unexplained experience deserve to be shared publicly? And I think that is, to me, I said no, Rob said yes. But let's talk about this for a second, because, I think this is a really pertinent topic right now, because the paranormal is big business on social media, right? And what are you talking about if you're not talking about experiences? So where do you guys fall in that? Does every paranormal experience, even if you don't want to call it paranormal, does it deserve to be shared publicly? I think Rob and I have always said, when we are doing these split decisions, the reality is it's a little bit of both, right? Like, you want to share them because you want to have opportunity to discuss and view things from another perspective and a different lens, and with some discernment. And you want to hear what other people might see or might not see or hear. And then I said no because really, when you think about it, a lot of these experiences are just very personal. They're just very personal, and maybe they're not meant to be. Are you going through your cassette tapes? What are you doing?
No, it was the money box, but I just wanted to get a piece of gum out of there. I'm sorry. I was trying to be quiet. Should have muted it.
So yeah, right. Like, you think about, something being very personal, when you do have some experiences, do you even want to have it up for debate? Because not every experience doesn't even need to be torn apart, right? When you really think about it. And I agree, Angelina, it is up to the investigator and the team. I mean, none of us are owed somebody else's experience, but how can we create space where people can drop those experiences and, hey, Beth, and right, be able to put it out there, still giving honor to the experiencer for what they did experience that night, but also taking it and saying, okay, what are we looking to do with this? Like, when you hear an experience, what is it you're looking to do, Rob, when somebody shares one publicly?
What is it I'm looking to do with their story?
Yeah, like, let's say somebody, or even if you were to, and I know you and I don't share a lot of stuff. Like, we just don't go out there and share a lot of things.
Yeah, I almost never do. I mean, I've shared a couple of, but it's so different. Wait, I don't know. I think for the protection of others, I'm not sure what that means. If you mean sharing a family's haunting story, that's different. Yeah, I don't normally share, my experiences. If we have cool big ones, right? Like the mid-orange one. So I'm a little thrown off.
Okay, so we have an experience, you put it out there publicly. What's your goal for doing that, sharing it
Okay,
publicly?
so what is the intent? For me, I'm not really looking to get anything back. I'm not looking for validation. I mean, it's cool if somebody else shares a similar story that occurred to them or for them, same place, same location, maybe. Um, I don't know. I think, the stories are what keeps this whole thing going.
Mhm.
The actual real ghost stories, not the bullshit, other human issues that we're seeing on the daily now. Um, I think that sometimes encourages other people
Mhm.
to share their own stories. So it's not like I don't do it for kudos. I do it just if there's a cool story, I like for talk about it. So, but who decides what is deserving in the paranormal?
Mhm.
Oh, is
Well,
you.
and I think these questions, this is what I'd like to hear. I love all these. And right, Stacey, listen, I know I am a complete, like, I love to, I'm a, why can I not think of the word? Um, when you like to watch.
What?
What's the word? I have word loss right now. I cannot think of it. But back to Ices, like I like these type of things because here to me is what you would hope something like social media would be. And maybe the word deserves, that an experience deserves to be shared publicly. I can read that in a couple different ways. It
Yeah,
does
I'm
the
reading that.
voyeur. Thank you.
The
Thank
voyeur. Yeah.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm reading Icy's comment as
Mhm,
more about the attack side of it, right?
mhm,
If you
mhm,
put a story out there and people come at you for it.
mhm,
For me, I was just answering your question, like why would I share it? So if you're on an invited public investigation, yes. And on a private case, no. Um, yeah, unless of course that private case is like someone calling and this has happened to me. Hey,
mhm,
come over. I think I got shit going on in my house and let's see what happens. And if they're cool
mhm,
about it, right? Or if
mhm.
something really cool happens and you're like, can I talk about this? Yeah. I don't think it's that black and white. Well, if you're helping a family, that's one thing. If you're
Mhm,
there investigating with a family, that's a totally different situation.
mhm. So, but I want to go back because this, who decides what is deserving in the paranormal, and what in this split decision it says, does paranormal experience, do those all deserve to be shared publicly?
Oh, you're frozen.
So here's
You're back.
okay. Um, here's what I will say. So it's not so much about who decides what's deserving. I think kind of where I was going with that split decision is, you know, does every experience deserve the public conversation? Now really how you would want to break that down is, can the public, can it can it give the topic grace enough to be able to hear, right? Allow the experience to be what it is. And at that, to me, any experience, from walking into a location and nothing happening to walking into a location and the most life impactful experience happening as well. I don't think
Yeah.
there should be any line that isn't deserving to be spoken about. Now, who decides? Well, quite frankly, no one. You
Right.
decide. I
So I
mean,
think she read yours, and this happens a lot. People read your words very literally, if
mhm,
people even read at all,
mhm,
because I can point to like thousand instances right now where people can't even comprehend or read.
mhm,
But right, I think
mhm.
the deserve piece is what was throwing me off there. Okay.
Yeah, and I think that right there, to me, I read it, and I think it is interesting because where we're at today, right? Like right away for Icy, I think she felt the who's, the gatekeeping maybe of paranormal.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, so please correct me, Icy, if I'm not understanding that correctly. But to decide for it to be who decides, not does the experience itself deserve. That should be up to yourself. Do you is it, would you keep something so personal? I finally shared one of my most personal and favorite stories, which is Carlos from the Leander Cemetery in Leander, Texas. And it's been met with a lot, when I shared it, a lot of people were like, eh. And that's okay. Like, that's okay. I know what the 2 days were. I know sort of what led up to it. And then when you took the one EVP that I got from that and you slowed it down, it was very intriguing EVP, to say the least. So, and it did deserve to be. Why wouldn't I think that deserves to be shared when other people are sharing other stories?
Again, I think we get conditioned, based on even what Ernie's saying, right? I don't know who we end up defending ourselves to, right? Like, and why it is so offensive. It is offensive sometimes when someone questions your evidence, right? Like, it's like, so, some will come after you, some will make stupid comments, other people will try to explain it away. In the end, I don't think it really matters what other people think, as long as you're not like harming anybody with your ghost story. Like, it's kind of fucking dumb at this point that we even have to worry about what these dorks think.
Well, it's not okay. So let's go into that, because that's intriguing to me. So why is it that we would say, you need to be proud of who you are, and we see everybody posting those things up, and be you, and we see that being said, but put your experience up. And when I speak about this stuff, it should go without saying, we're not talking about blatant fraud, experiences, or people who are theatrically explaining something because it gets clicks and views. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about people who truly sit down and share an experience, whether you believe it or not. They're sharing. That would be like telling somebody else that they went to your favorite restaurant and they came out of it and they're like, oh my God, I had the worst service and I thought the food tastes like shit. And then you're over there going, you can't say that. Well, that's their experience. They can absolutely say that. It's not up to you. Yeah. So, but why when it comes to these experiences that are so personal, like, what have we been conditioned to do on social media that we don't allow? We certainly don't allow people to be who they are. And everybody should probably stop telling people to be proud and just be who you are and be authentic, because none of that shit's authentic anymore. So why can we not just hear experiences? What are we trying to do to each other? Right.
Well, I mean, that's why I wanted to. Right. And the OGs.
Who's the paranormal police? Well,
so, but shit, I threw myself off there. It doesn't matter.
It does matter. It will come back to you when it does. Just
it really won't. I know when things leave my head.
Okay. Well,
but what were you just saying?
Well, I just feel like when we put experiences out there, what are we really trying to do in the paranormal?
Yeah.
What is it we're trying to accomplish?
Thank you. Okay. You prompted it. That's why I wanted, why I did the Tell Me Your Ghost Story, or tried to do it. Everybody was jazzed for it in the beginning. And then I got nothing. I got nothing after that. So I only did the one. That I like, for me personally, I like them, right? And that's like when we do Cash Town, I want to sit around the bonfire and listen to stories. Like, that's the shit. And even, I'm sure there's stories that I have been told where I'm like, okay. But there's still stories and I still enjoy them.
Okay, so
I don't pick them apart.
if somebody explained to you as an astronaut what they experienced in space and you've never been to space, wouldn't you be like, well, I mean, there are lots of things we can't comprehend, or we can't really, maybe we just can't allow ourselves to believe. But I think where I start to question what we're really trying to accomplish with these conversations, it's never for me been about right or wrong. It's always been about connecting with the humanity part of death, and to understand where somebody comes from an experiencer's, even from people that I might not love, so to speak, but if I thought they were getting beat up for something because they're just sharing a personal moment, I still don't think that's cool. I think everybody has very human moments. So I guess I'm not really sure what social media is trying to accomplish with attacking the experience. And I mean, to me, if they want to destroy social media, I think they should. I mean, I hope they burn it down. I mean, what's the point if all it's going to be is shit opinions? Like, are you trying to be good?
I'm doing my breathing exercises
Oh,
so
good.
that Rob doesn't Rob doesn't say things that he shouldn't say.
But you know what I mean? I think that's the part that, you have to ask yourself. So when we post theories and what we've been doing over in school, which here, I'm going to pull that up, which I really love, because I think it gives people an opportunity, at least, or maybe I'm being, I don't know, maybe I'm being a little too like patting myself on the back here, but we're trying to give people something to really stop and think about, right? Where you're not having to pick apart your own evidence or your own experience. But if we're going to be investigators, right? If we want to be researchers, if we want to be explorers, do we not need to take some topics and start with some basics and really stop and think about, is this something we can do with something that we don't have emotional attachment to? So Monday we did Theory Lab, right? Coincidence versus correlation, right? So when you talk about coincidence and then you talk about correlation, and it's something that you're not emotionally tied to, it's not your experience, to watch people go in there and start to put down as investigators, because these exercises are to help sort of become a little bit more unbiased. And I don't even think you need to be unbiased about all your experiences, by the way. If something hit you in the feel and it was personally impactful, it's yours, baby. Take it and hold it tight. Like, you do not need to tear it apart for anybody, not anybody's, but anybody, right? But there are those experiences and those investigations where you're like, okay, it was cool, but it's not really touching me in the feels. So let's kind of dig into it and understand it a little bit better.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, there have been places that we have both emotionally connected to, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that happens, and we're seeing some stupid shit, around people that get, especially as of late, that get emotionally attached to a place that doesn't even belong to them.
Mm-hmm.
But if you've been somewhere and had some experiences, you can become emotionally attached to it. Now, I have, and you, I think you're the only person on the planet. I don't know if I let anyone else see, but I have pictures, I have evidence that, and it's not that I'm afraid to put it out.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly don't know if some people would be like ready for that. Like, that photo is fucking insane.
Well, first of all, that photo is layered on a lot of different levels. Like each level has layers, so to speak. There's something about that picture psychologically, as well.
It can really fuck your head up, right? Because I remember, and I think the first time I sent it to you, I was like, you just delete it, right? Because you keep coming back to it, right? And
Oh,
you
I
did.
couldn't at first.
And then the next day, she made me send it back to her because she had to see it again. And we've talked about this before on the show.
Ouch.
Like it changes. It changes almost every time you look at it. It's goddamn creepiest.
And it changes with how many people are in it.
Oh yeah, new people show up.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking. It's one of the best. It's why I like, but I will never post it. Cause now this one is because I don't think a lot of people can handle it. And I also don't think everybody deserve this photo. I just don't. I feel like you sort of need to be a little bit cool to see it. And you barely made.
I barely made that.
Barely made the bar.
The cool.
But it is for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like it. Like I don't need anything else. It doesn't matter anymore after that. It's badass photos. So I don't share that one for a lot of personal reasons, and also, I don't know. Like that's the only time where it's not for the. I don't think this photo can haunt you or get to you, but there's just something about this photo that's unsettling.
I feel like that photo is much like Ernie's comment here. So Ernie is, as you're saying, it's especially difficult to share an experience about the forest people, why fewer people believe in them than believe in spirits. And I want to say something about that because this is what I'm going to say, Ernie. I think, I've met one other person. He is local to me, James Lady. He has very intriguing audio on
Squatch.
It is Bigfoot. I believe he calls them Aboriginal. So, and this is all up in, northern Michigan, UP. But I think the problem is, Ernie, much like the forest people and much like Rob's picture, this becomes sitting with people and it is a conversation. It's not just looking at a picture and going, or having an experience where you're like, oh, I saw the eye glow, right? And then you like walk away. There's so much more to it. Whether you want to believe or not believe, I think it's being with people. It's being with Denise and Ernie. It's being with Todd and Leanne. It's being with Squatch Man. It's hearing the stories of first introductions that got them into this. It's understanding land. It's understanding your time and space in that. And I think that's what that photo also is truly about, is a conversation, because if I remember correctly, because it's been a long time, that picture sparked a lot of conversation. And it reminded me of another concept somebody shared about pictures that you do capture and can however you want to call it, ghost, spirit, energy, entity, whatever you're capturing in the picture, can it come and go from said photograph? Is that a possibility? What are you eating? How much more gum are you going to shove in? You're going to be like that kid who has like 5 pieces of Hubba Bubba in their mouth and they can't talk because it's all in their mouth. You good? Chew it up there, Stackowitz.
Anything else? It's good gum. It's extra.
You're extra. You are correct, Beth. We don't have all the answers, and they are good learning tools. But I think, to your point, Beth, I think this is where we've fallen with social media. So it's become less about tools and opportunities to have conversations about beliefs and experiences and getting to know somebody else. And it's become more about, you're right, you're wrong, right? Like, to me, that would be like saying somebody is completely wrong for their religion. Like, I can't, you wouldn't just want to do that to somebody, whether they're an atheist or a very faithful Christian. Those experiences belong to that person. And I do believe that's where paranormal now, again, there's entertainment paranormal, and I don't give a shit about that. that sector of it. I just don't. Like I have, my conversations do not flow around that. My conversations flow around people who have experienced something or haven't, but know of experiences, and they want to understand where they're not connecting. I just made a huge, to me, I feel like it just made a huge revelation about something, about why my experiences don't seem to be on the same level, that I seem to be on the outside of the circle. But I think this is what's really sad about paranormal, you know, where we cannot have the conversations on an adult level where we say, okay, let's talk about this, right? It should be a tool. It should be a piece added to a conversation that doesn't turn into a personal attack, that doesn't turn into you're wrong. That's just not how it is. When not one single person can say with confidence. Why do you seem so annoyed with me tonight? What's going on?
I'm not. My neck, I am in so much pain, and I'm listening to you, and I'm trying to take it in. Don't turn it into a fight right here on the air, because I'll win.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Yeah. I've been to a location in Western New York where the location.
Your cheeks are a little red. Did I just school you?
No, you did not. But you can go ahead and think that. Yeah. Literally tore me apart in front of everyone and said what I experienced was absolute shit. So, okay, Kaylee, let's talk about that, because this is very intriguing. So you went to a location in Western New York. That's one of my places. I feel like I have explored every inch of Western New York. The intrigue, and I don't know if this was a public place that you could explore, Kaylee, or if this was something that was like sort of somebody's private place and you got to investigate it. What I would need to know from this is, number one, right? The owner, if they tore you apart in front of everyone and said it was shit, were they protecting something for themselves?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know what that means. They said it was shit. Are they saying you lied or it wasn't true or no way?
Because both sides, right? You don't know if that person, if the owner is saying, okay, that's absolute shit, because they don't want it to follow. Right. They don't want it to be true. They never believe that it can't be. But also, right, for you, Kaylee, what you might have experienced, although might not have been prudent to that particular location, doesn't mean you didn't experience something, right? So what are you both trying, like, not that you were trying to prove anything, Kaylee, but at this particular situation, that's a right or wrong thing, right? Kaylee's like, but this is what I experienced. And somebody else is saying, well, this is complete shit. So why can't something just be an experience? Why does it have to be then said into? And if you own a location, and Ernie, I don't know if Denise is still here, but Ernie helped me out as a location owner. If somebody came in and had an experience at Ditto and it didn't fit previous experiences and or didn't match up to something that you do know is part of the history of Ditto, would you ever discount it and just go, well, you're so full of shit? Or as an investigator as well as a location owner, could you say, you know, who knows what they brought back? Who knows what they brought here with them? Or who knows what they're connecting with? That Ditto House just didn't open something up, just like, hey, Leanne, just like Kaylee's experience. And I think that's a bold statement, Kaylee, like to say you lied is kind of a bold statement, but we don't know, since she's not here, we don't know what that knee-jerk reaction was for. What is she protecting? Her own fear, right? What, like Beth mentioned, it could be out of fear. Or I think we get too, as you know, we can get too narrow visioned on what could happen at one location, instead of understanding that, you know, we become, as Kaylee knows this from Inner Eye, we become part of the ecosystem. You're bringing your stuff in as well. So you're becoming part of that ecosystem. And just because this lady or this location might not fit what you experience doesn't mean it's total shit.
I want to know where it is, but don't type it.
Yeah, do not type it.
Yeah, look, it boils down to, honestly, like, and we watch it. I understand the fear and I understand the frustration, right? We've seen it right on our pages. Someone will post a picture, you know, and then someone will come in with some dumbass comment that really doesn't matter, you know, because it's hurting the field, or it's not. It's really not. There's no piece of perceived evidence that's really hurting the field. What's hurting the field are living, breathing ding dongs. That's what's hurting the field. So, you know, jumping all over somebody because they posted a picture of what you think is dust with your discerning eye and mind, and you went to fucking college and you're a photographer. Whatever. Shut up.
But you know what, and I want to touch on this, and you're right, Beth. If it doesn't match what's already been put forward, then I have to ask this. If you're going to go to these locations, like Ditto, like any of the locations that are out there, if it's all been experienced and they don't want to hear something outside of what's already been experienced, then why the hell are we going in to explore? If you put one more piece of gum in your mouth, I swear to God.
I didn't want you to see that.
Stop it. Why? How many is that now? How many do you have in your mouth? Do not put another one in there.
Okay.
So I just wonder, then what would be the point of keeping doors open to these locations if we're just going to go in there and Ernie says, okay, here are your top, these are your 5 experiences that you're allowed to have at Ditto.
Oh, that's our next event. Pick your experience.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's where, you know, I think I understand as a location, you are honoring those pieces of history and the experiences that have happened there. However, what if your location is a location that truly heightens somebody to have experiences? And it, you know, this is where if we're going to say ghosts they don't know time and space, but yet they know they have to stay at this location and that's it. They can't go anywhere else. Then like that's a contradiction altogether. Like we have to really think about.
This is stupid. We need to stop right now. I mean, Rob Stakowitz, the greatest, one of the GOATs, an OG in the paranormal, a founder. I mean, I'm just tremendously.
I wonder what pirates are. Ernie says they have a lot of pirates.
I literally helped solve a mystery at the Ditto House. Okay,
you did.
They were receptive to it.
And again, we're just pulling some stuff out, Kaylee, since you kind of gave that example. You know, we don't know that whatever Kaylee and another person experienced and witnessed at that location isn't connected to something that is a normal experience. Like this is the part where conversations, instead of shutting down or shooting down somebody's experience, could offer a location owner, you know, a little bit more, another layer to maybe what goes on in the house. And just because Old Man Jones is popular at, you know, the Jones Mansion, right? In, you know, PA.
Wow. Why is it got to be in PA? Why'd you say Jones?
I don't know. I'm just making it up. But just because, like, who's to say that when I go into the Jones Mansion in PA, that I connect with something that is 3 times removed from Old Man Jones? I mean, and nobody else really ever talked about it because it's when I walked in and became part of that ecosystem, it's what it brought out of that location. I think this is where we have to stop saying, well, that's not what it said.
And that's a lot. That example's a lot like what happened at Cashtown with you, right? For those that don't know, like we were at Cashtown one night, we were doing group session up on the General Lee Suite, and Sarah was sitting on the bed. I don't know if you're doing Estes. I don't know.
I know I went in doing my own Reiki thing. Yeah, just being me.
Yeah, we do. And we actually have a really cool photo where you can kind of see two figures behind her. But Sarah started, whipping out names there. And
And women, like for a place that is
yeah, two
connected with the
women.
Civil War.
Now the Cashtown Inn is where the Civil War was supposed to have. It wasn't really, they didn't, the Southerners didn't want it down in Gettys. They wanted it over there. They had a better advantage.
Well, they were higher up, right?
Yeah, I agree. Unfortunately, they had to go down to Gettysburg. But anyway, every Confederate general stayed there. So the stories, right? All the ghost stories, there was a field hospital at one point, but it's all tied to the Confederates. It's all tied to Civil War generals. It's always about that. It's about the big stories, what the place is truly known for. But little Miss Sarah here, she picked up on some women. Oddly enough, there were two women, it looks like it to me, standing behind her in one of the photos that we took. But she's she's whipping out these names, and I'm looking. Now, look, if she landed on one name and it was accurate, that's pretty impressive. She landed on two names that were not only accurate but connected, and there were two women. Because at one point after the Civil War, it was a library, right? It was a library, and there were two women that ran this joint, and their names are like, these names are coming up, and I'm like, what in the F? And it's not even very, like, I had to really dig deep into some archives to find that. It was really damn cool to watch. And
It doesn't, yeah, that doesn't happen often for me, but
well, she doesn't see. We don't need the disclaimer, but it happened.
it did
And
happen.
I guess my point really is, right. Everybody gets tied to and cares about the bigger stories in these places when there are many stories that those layers that you just talked about. So anyway,
And if I remember correctly, how that all started, because you guys were all, if you've ever been to Cashtown, the General Lee Suite, there's one side is the bedroom and the other side is like there's like a little table to eat.
Area,
yeah, a little sitting area. So there was like a crowd over there, and I was sitting on the bed by myself facing them. And how it even all started was all I could think of, which was weird to me. And I don't normally do this in front of people. I was speaking out loud, and especially back then, because it was kind of when I was first getting acclimated to being in a crowd, especially a public event sort of situation where I was part of the lead. But it was about blonde hair. And I remember saying like, oh my God, it's blonde. Like, and I don't know if they're trying to tell me they like my blonde hair or we have blonde hair like each other. Like I could not. And so and it was like women. And when those pictures came out, it is creepy to see because it does look like there's possibly two figures behind me. So, now, and why would I connect with General Lee? I mean, I'm not a war buff. I'm not even a history buff, but perhaps they just connected with me on a girl level, and it's why that came through for me. But we weren't told, well, that doesn't fit here. So no, your experience is shit. In fact, I think we were told, I don't know what the hell you guys did up there because that particular suite got kind of active.
Well, and then the next day, Jeremy, I think it was after that. I could be wrong.
No, it was.
And Jeremy was coming down the stairs, and a book got kind of tossed at him because you got to go all the way upstairs to go to that suite. I love that joint, and we've had some really, really cool things happen there. But I guess the whole point of that is, for me at least, is we get attached to the big stories, or that's what people seem to care about. And if your story lands outside of the big story, well, then it's got to be bullshit. For some.
Right. And I think this is where, could we say then, did that particular experience of coming up with names, that did go together, that were attached to this location, does that deserve to be publicly shared? And it has every bit of room and deservingness to be shared publicly as an interaction with General Lee. Like there is no reason. And I think this is where people then can start to understand what it means to experience, why our experiences are different. I think we look at these experiences so much, and I don't know if TV did this to us, but we're always trying to have the same experience. And I just don't want to have the same living experience as everybody else. Like, so you don't want to just copy somebody's like, okay, well, this is what this person does, so I'm going to do exactly that every day. No, you want to have your own spin. You want to have your own uniqueness. So, why do we try to emulate? Why do we try to recreate experiences to be exactly as they are, than just going in and understanding why we experience the way? Like I'm starting to believe, well, not starting to, but I think the bigger part of the conversation isn't the evidence. It's never been the evidence because we can't ever prove that. But it is the experience and the experiencer to understand each other as living people and where we come from. And for the generations that have an awful lot to say about that, but demand that you take in you got to understand their beliefs and their experiences, they sure as shit don't give you the time of day to understand who you are and your own experiences. So that part of it, I'm the social media end of it. If you're looking for real conversations, I think what we all need to do as adults is understand that they're not done. They're just not done on a post. I think that's what's kind of missing in my thing. Back before I had figured out how intuitive Denise was, she said she saw a Union soldier at a particular location. All of the stories from there were about rebel soldiers because it was a rebel camp. I argued. Then she said 17th Kentucky Cavalry. I was like, okay. Later, I discovered the 17th Kentucky Cavalry had attacked the camp. See, okay, Ernie, and this is what I'm gonna say. You know what's weird? The one and only time I've been at Fort Duffield, when we went for spirit squatches and stories around the fire, and I walked so when you're at the fire and you go off to the right into the woods, and as we were walking in, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, one of our guests, I think her name was Crystal, and I just loved her, and we're actually friends on Facebook, and we never talk, but I remember we held on to each other walking into the woods. Yeah. Do you remember I kept saying there's like 7 women here? There's like 7 women. I couldn't get over it. And I found something about Fort Duffield. Even though the fort was never used, there was something about 7 sisters, as in nuns. So there are things. Now, is it the biggest story of Fort Duffield? Is it the most intriguing part of Fort Duffield? Maybe not to a lot of people, but maybe for me, maybe I have an easier time connecting with the more feminine energies that still are present, right? Yeah. So why would we discredit that story? Because, well, I've never heard of that. Okay, well, there's lots of things we haven't heard of. I never heard of a devil dog, and that shit exists.
Or a crimpet.
Yeah, whatever that is.
Oh,
See, Ernie? Yeah. So, I mean, Kaylee, I'm sorry you had that experience, but at the same time, what would be interesting to understand before we go after this location owner and, with our pitchforks, is to understand what about your experience maybe made them uncomfortable or question why your experience might not have been real for them, because there's probably a bigger story there than just, your experience with shit. Yeah. Did you spit your gum out?
I swallowed it.
You swallowed it?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm hungry.
You're weird tonight.
No, I'm not. I'm in a lot. I don't know why my neck and my upper between my shoulder blades is just fucking tweaked.
Well, did you want to just let everybody go so you can take your Advil and
go
to sleep?
Took my Advil, but it's why I'm sitting like this, because
we're boring. I'm boring him tonight.
No, I'm trying to give my neck muscles a break, okay? Because I have to hold up this extremely heavy brain all day.
Yeah. I get it. I get it. So yeah, I mean, I think this is where, what I see with especially everybody that's on the side right now, what we see are beautiful conversations, right? It's the conversations and then getting to know. Again, we've probably said this a million times, but one reason why Inner Eye was such a beautiful you know, experience in itself is to watch when people do get comfortable and then they do share something that was a little bit more personal and heartfelt, and they open themselves up. And instead of people going after those experiences, they found not just comfort, I think, because then they're like, wait, if they could share that, I can share this. They found similarity. And then you start to find deeper conversations, and then who you want to investigate with, how you're going to investigate together. And if you said this time, maybe next time I share this. Just it's a beautiful thing to watch, right? Instead of shutting down those conversations, watching them grow, watching them go deeper, watching them, I think when we can say things out loud and you don't feel silly saying it, and you start to feel like you can then maybe look at them and go, okay, well, maybe this is where this came from. Maybe
Well,
I was.
I
What's
know
that?
there was a lot of that. Like
Mhm.
there was a lot of that, and it was just so good. It's hard to even try to describe what the Inner Eye brought out.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
I miss it. I miss it.
Yeah, it's good. And I think, we kind of watching how things morph. You look at the actual pioneers of paranormal, right, Stephen, and you were part of that. But you really talk about the pioneers. I think sometimes we go about 2002 and we go, those are the pioneers, and they're not. They're just not. I'm sorry, no disrespect, but you're not. You start looking at why scientists and professors and psychologists and philosophers really took on the topic of death and what it meant, and how much further can we go, right? Not just the philosophy of it, but understanding, like, okay, let's form a group, and let's take all of our smarts, like actual smarts, and like, how can we now learn how to connect? How can we connect those voices with our voices? How do we connect our experiences? I think when what we're seeing, and then it sort of turns into, once somebody realizes it can be what's the word I'm looking
What?
for? I know, not circus.
Circumvented?
No, like
Uh,
turned into a circus.
Mark that.
I was just trying to make a cute word.
1 minute to 1 hour, 2 minutes.
Okay. Well, I was just trying to make a cute word with circus. But once they realized they could do that to get attention, right? And then I think it sort of died down, and then you watched new movements go into the paranormal. And then that happened again, right? When it became really mainstream, and then TV shows developed, our paranormally famous friends, and suddenly TV became sort of the Bible of paranormal, and we kind of forgot about the actual professors, philosophers, psychologists, right, scientists that actually stepped, and I'm sorry, about people that actually created something, people who actually invented things that we still use today, that actually had very well read and well experimented experiences into what happens after death. So then we took it and we made it really entertainment, and then that became our easy way of getting involved. I'll be the first one to admit it. How do we get into locations? Quick, get a name. Quick, get a T-shirt, because that's going to make us look legit. And then suddenly everybody's a team. Now everybody's going into everybody's homes. Now everybody's helping somebody with their experience. There's no thought process. There's just no, yes, thank you, right? So, I think this is where we're stuck in, like, what are we fighting for right now on social media? I have yet to hear one single person that's out there telling the rest of us we're just fucking stupid and wrong. I don't hear them citing any of these people. none of them. And I think this is why, because you're so emotionally invested in something. And then for what though, right? Like, what are we emotionally invested in? It's why I chose the books that I'm reading this summer. And it's not because I don't respect our friends that have books, but why are we forgetting of all the people before us that put in the time, that put in the actual work, not to become famous, but to really understand as human beings what we were experiencing and how much more we really want as humans. How much further do we want to go in with what happens after death? There's bigger things to fight about. Well, and there's nothing to fight about. I think this is what we've reduced paranormal to personal beef. And it's not even personal. I can't get behind any of it. I can't get behind any of it because none of it is about me. I just can't seem to do it. But you're just holding back. Do you feel like I'm not trying to prod you, by the way?
I know. I'm just gonna be back here.
But because to Ernie's point, like, I think that's just it. Like, when you think of the people, think of Sedgwick. When you think of these people, as I'm getting into, more and more into Carl Jung, because I've heard the name and I knew basics, but I never even thought to read anything about this dude or Joseph Campbell, and to really understand our own psychology and everything that goes into this. There's just so much more to talk about than a location, or if somebody's experience was shit. There's just so much more to talk about. And it's why tonight I was like, and I've said it before, we want to make paranormal again. And it only can happen one conversation at a time. What do you?
I'm trying to come up with a shirt right now.
So that's my high horse that I'm not judging anybody on. I think I'm just looking for our people. Who are our people? Who, what conversations are productive and what conversations are just there for entertainment. And I think that's what we're really seeing. And I think, having moments, yes, we can all have fun. Yes, we like to have those. And, yes, we have been guilty of the bullshit conversations. But, when you get to sit with Ernie and Denise and the SQs and Squatchman and you get to the conversation, I remember Squatch telling us his first interaction and what even got him into this. And it was such a personal story. And it was not, I will tell you this, when he starts the story, you are never going to think Bigfoot's coming. Like, that's not where this story, when he said it was like, wait, what? Like, that's not at all what I would have thought. So I think that's where you really have to understand, and also understand why somebody truly is connected to something so emotionally, right? We heard this a lot when certain locations were in danger of being sold and torn down, and everybody's like, oh my God, you can't do it. It's where I first had my first experience. And, you absolutely can tear down locations. And guess what? It is where your memory of a first investigation might have been. However, that isn't the pinnacle of paranormal. That isn't the only place you can experience. It's just where you had your first, right? So I think we have to be able to admit that, right? Like, that I'm just emotionally connected. It doesn't mean it's the end all be all. It just means it's why I always say there are certain, I will always like Huddle House. Is it the best restaurant on the planet? Is it a gas station? Yes.
Both.
But there's deep meaning there. So I think this is where, you have to understand, like, if somebody truly has something with somebody that you don't like, if they have an experience with somebody that you don't like in the paranormal, you should maybe stop instead of sitting there and ragging on them and saying their experience is total shit. Why don't you just stop and think that there might be something very personal and deeply rooted to that person? And it doesn't have to fit into your freaking boxes of paranormal to make it not real for that person to like that person. There are people that I don't necessarily follow in the paranormal, but I can understand why those people that are deeply connected to them, I can give them that space. Yeah. It's not for me to understand. It's their personal experience. And I think this is where we start throwing that, like, oh, you're a fraud because of this, and you're full of shit because you like that person. Well, you're full of shit because you follow idiots too. I mean, let's be honest. We could all have this conversation and go round and round, right? It's not what it's about. I thought this was supposed to be about humanity. I thought this was supposed to be about understanding each other here in the living. And I read a post by somebody, and I don't know this person, but because of everything that's going on, they're showing up on my feed. And they were saying, like, it's so sad to see what's happening right here in our very community, because we aren't talking about the thing that we said we love so much, right? We're not talking about, and you could say, like, oh, I've been in this for so many years and been investigating, and now I'm out here and I'm going to discredit everything. And that's great. But you're out there discrediting everything, and you're not out there experiencing life, and death comes with life. And I think when you understand how people experience death and what that means to them and what they're looking for, it might make you a little more human. Because I'm not really sure how productive discrediting everybody is. No. That's just Sarah's 55 years of experience. You can hate me. You can sit there and pick apart my character and everything. We can all do that to you as well. Like, this is not tit for tat. This is, why don't we have human moments? And to me, paranormal was a really amazing way to do that. Paranormal was a beautiful way to meet humans on a much more vulnerable level, you know, where, and I think that's what Inner Eye showed me. Yes, I know, Stacey, you're saving yourself for Rob. But I think that's what Inner Eye showed me, right? Was it showed me when we allow ourselves to become vulnerable in a moment, and we just all see ourselves as human beings that don't know what's waiting for us on the other side. It like leveled us all out, and we all just sat in our experiences. They weren't all the same, right? They weren't all the same. Some were. The first time was at Inner Eye, pretty much all the same experience. But I think that's where it's like paranormal can lead you to that beautiful, vulnerable spot, and then social media takes it and goes, now let me just tear you apart for being vulnerable. And I think that piece is where it makes me sad that we can't have this, you know, like these moments are becoming fewer and far between. Am I rambling? Because you look bored as hell. Am I rambling on the side, everybody?
Twice. My neck is completely wrecked right now. So
well, you're going to have to change the look on your face then.
I'm trying to be not be in pain and listen to you. And yes, you're rambling.
Okay, I'm rambling, so I'll stop now. Do you guys have anything to say about anything that we've said?
We're an hour and 13 minutes into this mode.
Shut up, Debbie. Debbie's like, you're rambling. Hey, easy.
That's why I'm chewing gum. Then I don't have to talk as much.
Okay, well then we'll end it. No. That's how this works. We just end it then.
No. You're always ending the show early because, you know, you're mad.
I am.
You're all upset.
What made up script is that? I'm ending the show early. Now, when did you just put all that gum in your mouth?
Just now.
This is ridiculous.
This gum is from like the last Paracon we did, which was Maine.
Debbie just got here. Thank you, Ernie. Wow, look at that. Thank you, Ernie.
Ernie, man. You got to help me out once in a while, bro.
Yeah, and honestly, if you guys ever get a chance, I know of several of you have had this chance, but if you haven't had the chance, and you know, you absolutely should do yourself a favor and get to the Ditto House, because
I'm about to share something.
Uh-oh.
about the ditto.
I know. I cannot wait either. And you know what? I'd actually love to investigate Post Hunt with you, Angelina. I think it would be a very interesting location. Live auction. This is true. It's a little small, so you're gonna have to
All
read
right,
that.
well, I'm trying to go back over there, but I'm
There we
waiting for
go.
you to
Waiting for me to what?
tell. I need you to describe because I can't see when I'm over there.
It could be a little bigger. Oh, she's banned for life. Okay. Well, we'll come up with something else.
Can you see that?
Yes.
All
So
right,
it's
so Denise and Ernie, graciously offered up a night at the Ditto House. I think we actually have a bidder here, as a charity auction for, y'all know, and to those that, this is probably hard to see, to those that have supported. Thank you so much. But you can get the Ditto House for a night to yourself by bidding on it.
you may never chew gum again on a show.
Is it loud?
It's not loud.
So all the details are in here. Okay. Bids must be made in increments of $25. The auction ends this coming weekend. Sorry to the Icy. Yeah, Icy's the high bidder right now. I'm sorry, hon. But now this works just like auction, just like eBay auctions. Okay, you can put in your max bid. You can auto bid. There's a whole. It's self-explanatory. It works well, and there's a chance that if I'm available, I'll come down and hang out with you if you want. I mean, I don't know if that's a bonus or not.
Oh, that's okay.
What?
So I don't know. I feel like you were kind of like thinking while you were saying that. So if it didn't come out clear, that is a live auction for the 1841 Ditto House. The money goes to helping Rob's mom. There is a GoFundMe, as she has just had major surgery, clearing out some very blocked arteries. And you probably saw the GoFundMe. So this is one way. And just, I want to say, Denise and Ernie, anytime any of our fellow paranormal investigators, friends, family have been in need of help. I have never, Denise and Ernie have never hesitated, not once, to offer up their location. Ernie. They always offer up their house to raise money to give, not to keep for themselves, folks, but to give to the person in need. They are some of the first two people to step up and offer what they can. So thank you, Denise and Ernie, for doing that for Paulette. So as Rob said, this auction does end. It is over on Extreme Ticketing.
Yep.
What section is that?
I'll put the link up if anybody's interested. Ends August 2nd.
Yeah, that is coming quick, folks. We are at the end of July. So go check it out. Put your bids in. That gets you a night right there at the Ditto House. It is amazing. That is having time with Denise and Ernie. You might even see Squatch Man there. But you'll be able to have this amazing opportunity to speak with them, to meet the spirits of the Ditto House, to hear the stories, to hear their personal connections to this location. It is very, very intriguing. So I'm telling you, you will not, you won't regret it. It is a memorable night there. Always a pleasure to hang out with Denise and Ernie, always. So it's not just paranormal, folks. You walk in and you are family right there at the Ditto House. So go in there and be sure to put your bids in. This does end August 2nd. We will put that up also on the network, so you don't have to look too hard. There is D Hood. D Hood, Sarah, not sure what your leg issues are. I do. It is a prescription. It is a, oh, D-Hoot, I am right there, girl. It is a straight up medical grade. I got measured. It is a prescribed 2 compression socks for my little heart that has left me with the lovely gift of swollen legs and maybe leaky veins. We don't really know. We're working on some things. So yeah, so we have got big conversations coming. So if you're looking to make paranormal again, go ahead over to school. That is skool.com and look for Get Haunted University. And we are having paranormal conversations. We are digging into theories, into thoughts, into experiences, we've got courses, we've got lectures. We're going to have hangouts. In fact, we are now putting on the calendar our next school hangout. What does that mean? That actually means it's like a giant Zoom. So you're not just sitting on the side of a show, you are actually participating. Your face is up there with our faces, and we are talking.
It's like a big Zoom.
It is like a big Zoom. So yeah, it is super cool. So we'll get that date out there on the network as well. So if you are not, it is free to join. It is free to join school. And there are a couple free, the lectures right now are free. And there are a couple courses that are free, but there are some levels as well to help us grow school, because nothing's free, folks, to even use these platforms. They're not free. So there are some levels that you can join and what that gets you. Also, I'm just going to throw out there, since I'm kind of feel like I'm doing my what's next, folks. If you don't mind, take a look at Be Badass and Kind. Be Badass and Kind. I've worked very hard on reconfiguring the website, and we have some cool new things that are going to be going up there. You know, it's not just it's not even a motivational page. Be Badass and Kind is really about adding kindness as a practice, and bringing, common kindness back as well. Make common kindness again, just like paranormal again. So yeah, thank you so much. Look at that. I'm not a web designer, folks. I'm just over there plunking away. I'm plunking away at what I do and adding things. There's some cool buttons. There is the Ripple map, has its own page now. That's the most important piece to me, is the Ripple map. If you don't know what that is, there is a questionnaire. If you see kindness, if you do an act of kindness, if you pass a coin out, if you receive a coin, sticker, card, whatever, it is a questionnaire that you answer, and then it gets put right on the Ripple map, and we watch that ripple of kindness grow. It's not about rewarding kindness. It is about acknowledging the kindness out there, just like I did yesterday in the car. Somebody rode by and gave me the double bird. So that is that. With that, we have kept you almost an hour and a half. And what do you think, Rob? We had about 20 people at one point, and we're holding at about 13, 14.
I saw us get to 22. I guess we'll come back.
Yeah.
We'll try again.
Yeah.
Yes. Maybe we
Ernie.
should become like.
What?
I'm gonna make it through this show without saying stupid shit. So.
Good boy. Good boy. Yes, Ernie. We need to get Ernie to do some sort of. You need to do a course on cryptid experiences, or what this truly means. I think that would be a great course to offer there over at Get Haunted University, because the university is not about Rob and I. It is about the community coming together and sharing their wisdom, their knowledge, all of that stuff. So loving all of that. All right. Well, with that, keep your eyes open over on the network page for any information you might need to get yourself to school, to get yourself to that auction that ends August 2nd, and anything else that might be going on with Get Haunted. And with that, it is Wednesday night, folks. You're halfway through your week. We know it is summer. Many of you are going on massive investigations. We hope that you stay rested, that you stay safe, that you stay fed and hydrated, and stay, get haunted and stay haunted. But what we always say here on Paranormally Blonde and Get Haunted, we see you. folks. We do. We see you and we appreciate you. You have no idea just how much you keep us going. And with that, we have big love for you. Big, massive love for each of you. So thank you. Thank you for being the paranormal community. Thank you for being the good in the community. Go out there, make somebody's day, do something kind. There is a new challenge out there called the 365, 3 acts of kindness, 6 people in less than 5 minutes. You can do it, folks.
Oh,
Doesn't take a lot of time. What's that?
Ernie's going to do it.
Ernie can do that. So with that, have a great rest of your night and we will catch you probably next week. Peace.